Hi everyone, Mindy here for Lawnfawn today, and I have 3 simple cards to share with you using the I Scream, You Scream die cut set, and we're going to be adding some dimension to our cards. These are really quick cards to put together once you kind of have your color scheme laid out. So what I'm showing you here is the die cut set. This has popsicles, ice cream cones, sprinkles, cherries, things like that. And I did go off camera and pre-cut my ice cream scoops. So I have vanilla malt and sunflower cardstock. I have guava and chocolate bar, and then ballerina pink and the guava. And the colors on the right hand side is going to be my dipped pieces. So this piece I'm lining up on there right now, I'm kind of putting towards the top of those, and I'm going to do that for each one of them. And I die cut that off screen. I like to lay my colors next to each other, so that way I know what color I plan to go on top of what scoop of ice cream. The yellow, I was kind of thinking maybe butterscotch. Is there a butterscotch dip? Not sure, but that's what I went with. I really liked these colors together. Then I went ahead and die cut the cones from some paper bag cardstock. And to add some dimension to these, I'm going to be using the mini ink cubes and some sponge daubers. These mini daubers work really well for this technique. I started out with the soot ink. It is a very dark color compared to the paper bag. So what works best is dabbing off on paper first and then lightly applying to the edges of the cone. It's easier to start off light first and add more color as you go versus trying to take it away. So that is why I kind of went off on scratch paper first and then applied it. And this just kind of gives a nice separation, especially if you have a layering ice cream cone. This really kind of separates those two for you and just really adds the dimension, kind of makes them pop off of your card a little bit more. So I have all of my cones ready, and then I'm going to do the same thing to the ice cream and the dipped piece of the ice cream parts as well. I used soot for the chocolate bar cardstock. And I'm taking another dauber, and this already had just a really light color on it, so I just kind of rubbed it off on that scratch paper so I could still use it. I'm going to use this raspberry ink, and this is a really pretty color. It matches great on that guava cardstock. So when you're looking at adding dimension, you want to pick a color that's darker than your cardstock. That's going to really help limit how much you're inking on there, because if you use a lighter color, or even if you were to use the guava color, you're going to have to work it a little harder to get that to show that there's ink on there, if that makes sense. I also used the raspberry ink on this ballerina pink. I just used a really light touch and really kind of dabbed that off, but it looks really pretty on the ballerina pink. And for my vanilla ice cream, I'm coming in with sunflower ink. So even though I did use sunflower cardstock and sunflower ink, this really was a good match. I didn't really even have a darker color than this as far as the yellows go, but you could also use maybe a light orange if you feel that wasn't enough dimension. Just would have to use a light touch. And then I used that also for my vanilla. So all of these have some dimension added to them. And what I'll do is start just getting my ice cream cones built up and put together. I like to use tweezers because that just kind of keeps my fingers out of the way. And I'm using the lawnfawn glue. So it's a really nice sticky glue to keep all of these attached. I'm adding my dipped piece on top of my ice cream scoop. And then I'll attach these to the cones themselves. And you can see that those colors really pop up from the ice cream. Just kind of help add a little something extra to your card without a ton of work involved, because this was really quick to go together. These cards probably only took me about 45 minutes for 3 of the cards, and honestly most of that time was spent figuring out the layout of my card, because I kind of changed up my idea, you'll see in a little bit. And the die cutting, once I had my colors and my cardstock lined up, the die cutting went really quick. Now I'm lining up all of my card bases for my ice cream cones. I'm going to have 1 cone on each card. I used vanilla malt cardstock for all of my bases. 2 of the cards will have the itsy bitsy polka dot, And the one card will have the quilted backdrop just for something different. I had it, so I wanted to use it. And I'm going to line up how I thought I was going to have my cards. So I did try to match the color of the ice cream cone to the color of the gingham paper that I was using. And I really do like how these came through. But once I started playing with my stitched scallop circle, it just wasn't quite working. And I'll show you that in a minute why I came to the decision. So here I just did the white, and some of them I brought out some vanilla. I really did like the white, but as I was working with it, I kind of wanted to tie in the colors of the cardstock and bring that out a little bit more. So as you can see here, I went off camera and did a little bit more die cutting. I have the Everyday Sentiment banner there that I'm going to use for my sentiments. And then I used Guava Cardstock, Sugarplum, and Sunflower. And I'll explain why in just a minute, how I came to those decisions. So here is the Simple Sentiments stamp set. These fit really great on these banner dies, and I just wanted something really quick. These are things, some of them I'm going to be sending to school, since school's going to be starting up soon. I'm going to use my MISTI tool to stamp these. And one trick that really helped is I'm taking just a little bit of adhesive and adding that to the back of this and putting that down on my MISTI. The reason is because this is such a skinny strip, I really wanted it to stay in place when I do my stamping. So I did this for all three of the banners, lining up a sentiment on there, and then I'll stamp it with the black licorice ink, and that is a really nice crisp black ink. So I'm going to get these attached. This is on the Sugarplum Cardstock, so a happy birthday. I love having birthday cards on hand because a lot of times I'll get to school and see that a teacher's having a birthday. So having birthday cards on hand is great, so I can run, grab one, and give one to the teacher by the end of the day. And then this one I have, You Are So Awesome. And I'm also going to do a thank you so much, because to me, you can never have enough thank you cards. And what's really nice is you can either leave that little bit of adhesive on the back of the banners, or you can just rub it off with your finger. I left it there because I'm going to attach them to the cards anyway. Now, a little explanation on how I kind of came to the decision on which ice cream cone is going on what cardstock is I really liked having that colored cardstock with the stitched scallop circle. My issue when I was playing off screen was that I have a butterscotch topping on one card, and I have that, I'm going to call it raspberry topping because it's the guava cardstock on my pink ice cream cone. It was touching the scallop circle, so I would have sunflower on sunflower. And I wanted to have more of a separation, so I switched up my ice cream cones and kept the banners the same to them. Either way you attach the colors to the ice cream cones, it looks cute no matter what because it's ice cream on gingham, and I think that was really cute. So here I'm just going ahead and attaching the backgrounds. I did use liquid glue on the quilted background, and I do switch it up and use a regular adhesive on the others. It really doesn't matter. Nothing really seeped through. I'm showing you the one card here that I put together, and then off camera to save some time, I did the other ones. They all go together the same, and for some reason, I just really liked having my ice cream cone kind of crooked on there. I thought it looked really cute. So I did do that for both of these, and then the one cone it's straight on. So however it works they are super cute. So these are the three ready to go. And I had one more idea that I wanted to do. I wanted to add some sparkle. So I did try, and I took my anti-static powder tool and just kind of brushed over because I want to add glitter. So I was trying to eliminate any sticking. I took some liquid glaze. You could use glossy accents, anything like that. And I added it to just the dipped portion of the ice cream cone. Then I'm going to take some Prisma glitter and very, very carefully adding that to the top of the ice cream cone there where the liquid glaze is. I say very carefully because I didn't want to dump any on here and have a big blotchy spot, because once it hits that glaze, it's stuck. It ain't going anywhere. And you can see it's just got this beautiful sparkle to it, and I love that on these cones. I was so happy that this kind of hit me as I was playing with everything. So I do this for all 3 of the cards. I ended up not using an anti-static powder tool on the rest because what I did is once these were completely dry, I just took a paintbrush and I brushed off any of the excess glitter that was attached to the card. And that came off really easy. I had glitter all over my paper and my table, but it came off the card really easy. And once these were really dry, it's great. Nothing is coming off, nothing is rubbing off, and it just adds that little bit of sparkle and shine to the dipped ice cream cone. So I really want to thank you for stopping by and joining me as I created these really simple but adorable cards using the I Scream You Scream die cut set. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you again for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.